Hey everybody, we're back. Big Sexy commentary team.
Part 4.
We're getting there. We got the back 9, round 2 lead card, Nick Hyde Memorial from JomezPro.
Simon just dropped 9 down on the front 9. And that's, as we say in the business, good.
Yeah, we call that decent.
Yeah.
Here we are, hole 10. Kind of a tunnel shot to start, and then hard right at the finish. You got a treacherous green, but really, you don't have to do anything that amazing here. Simon might try to anyway.
Looks like he's going to try to go right at the middle with the mid-range.
Whoa, he missed his line.
Oh gosh, terrible.
But he's going huge turnover, PD2. Just got to find a gap between some of these trees.
Yeah. Looks like you're going to go the big, high, aggressive Anheuser shot. Flick roller.
Going sidearm roller.
I would have never even considered that.
Oh, I do it every year.
Creative. I love it. Yeah, this is one where you just basically want to throw it about 300 feet straight. That's great.
Yep.
I mean, it's a shot that's... There's a lot of par 4s where you need to throw 2 great shots. This is one where you really just need to throw 1.
I agree. Yeah, Paul was not happy with that, but he got a great reaction off the bushes to kick him into a spot that's going to be fine.
If that sucks him in, he's in a lot of trouble. But yeah, the kick out there gives him a shot for his, I'd say even relatively easy sidearm approach. It's really...
Not bad.
Yeah, he's only looking at probably 200 feet tops.
Yep.
And just got to make sure you keep it kind of tight to these trees, which it looks like he's done.
Yeah, that is just fine.
Yep. And you like that.
He did a little slow roll move that had me worried, but...
Oh, wow, you could see that from where you were.
I was over there, and I wasn't sure if he was going down the hill, but it turned out it was okay.
And that was close to disastrous as well, actually.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good shot.
Absolutely. And take that.
I moved a little bit more left than I wanted, so I was trying to go with kind of just a baby flex here, and I was a little bit too much of a baby. And it's only about 15 feet away, but it's not an easy 15-footer.
I can't imagine it would be. Yeah, this is... You'll see a lot of this on this hole where if you throw a good enough shot, you're looking at the pin. It's almost tempting you.
Yeah.
It's an elevated pin, so, you get a little bit of the, you're not going to be running it too much, but, you know, it's just sitting there. It's perched, it's ready to be hit.
Nice putt from Paul for the birdie.
That's a solid straddled, kneeling, 26, 27-footer.
So this is me at full stretch. I had a gap. Didn't make the putt.
No.
I actually thought I had a pretty good chance to make it, but it was just one of those where I was stretching out so far that it was going to be harder than it seemed to turn my wrist enough to get the disc to go.
Yeah, that's a great putt from Peter there. Even though he's inside the circle, look at behind that basket. You can't really tell how.
It's a good 10-foot little drop, probably.
Yeah, I mean, and what if he lands in a spot like you were in?
Yep.
You're 15 feet away.
Yep.
No look, really. Yep. Besides, you actually said you had a look.
Well, half a look at least. It was going to be a really nice putt, but I didn't quite get the line.
Well, 3 birdies and a par.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Hole 11, a little longer, a little tougher than hole 10.
Absolutely. This is one where 2 shots are required to execute a birdie here. You can't just throw one really great one unless you throw one really, really great one.
Yeah. If you do it the line we're going to see Paul and Simon take here, there's the opportunity for a automatic birdie. If you throw this shot 550 and you land in the open.
I see a lot of people going for this shot. This one I'm not quite so comfortable with. I would like a little bit more space for me to be able to mess up my tee shot and still get away with it.
Same here.
But that's like beyond good.
Yep, that's like 150 wide open.
That's extraordinary.
So amazing shot from Simon. Gonna make his upshot a P2.
Paul's probably thinking, I'm glad I'm Paul McBeth.
As he usually thinks.
Yep.
And this is a nice destroyer, flexing out.
And that is also in the extraordinary category.
Yep. Not quite as far as Simon's, but still fantastic.
Yeah, past all the trees that are really the problem for anyone who's going to go down the middle.
Yeah. Got Peter going up the middle. He needs this to stay just a little flatter. Because this is moving into a dangerous place.
That was looking so good for 99.9% of the flight. Just that little bit of hillside. You can see it's sloping just barely left.
And that's part of the reason I like this shot, because now I'm fighting the hill.
Absolutely.
Get a little more room.
That's kind of the ideal spot there for the up the middle.
Yeah, I agree.
And you're leaving yourself probably about 300 feet or so.
Yeah, 300, pretty much open. Just have one little gap to negotiate at the beginning.
Right.
And I thought I might have got myself a little too here for a second.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, that's textbook.
So Peter, instead of pitching straight out the side, he thought he had some kind of gap this way.
Oh, no.
And really, unfortunately, he only got about 6 feet out of it.
Yeah, I don't know what he could have... At the speed that he threw that, I don't know how much he thought he could be biting off that would make it easier than just going sideways.
I'm sure in hindsight he wishes he would have gone sideways.
Yeah, that's one, if you're not 100% sure that you're going to make that shot, I'd say the best thing to do in that situation...
Yeah.
Pitch out sideways. But look at this one.
A nice recovery.
Oh, my goodness. I thought he made that.
Yeah, he was almost in. Put it about 33 feet long. Paul sliding a Nova up there. And then you got Simon just jump putting.
Okay, that's stupid. I will never jump putt to this pin. That seems unreasonable to me.
I try to still dream. I hope someday maybe I'll get to.
Okay.
Nice putt, Peter.
I'll hold on to hope.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, good recovery 5. You know, not something you can really hang your head down, especially after the first 2 shots were still in the rough.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm happy with birdie there, obviously.
Good birdie to get.
Paul and Simon making the hole look pretty easy with that big tee shot.
I feel like this hole probably falls on the top quarter of the hardest holes in the course.
Yeah, just because there's so much rough to find.
Yeah.
You know, all those trees in the fairway, like where Peter was, you know, they grow all the way to the ground and they're so difficult to get out of.
If you try going for that big Anheuser shot that Paul and Simon hit and you miss it left or hit one of those early trees.
Yeah, so you're getting a 5.
Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. 12's one of the better holes in the course, in my opinion. It's just a straightforward. It's right there, right in front of you. You just got to throw it. You know, you got to pump it.
But it's one of the harder par 3s, which, you know, a hard par 3 is usually a really fun hole to play. You get scoring separation. You get to kind of go for something big here. In Simon's case, taking this big hyzer out around.
Yeah, we have a right to left wind here. So if it's anything too high, you are going to fade a lot to left unless you're doing something really overstable, which I imagine he is.
I think he is too, and that's a perfect shot.
Yeah, these holes that are reachable for any player of any skill length that is going to be playing professional, yet are still challenging, that's the best holes.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, everyone's got a shot at it. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. Paul going T-bird 3 right up the middle. I'm trying to follow Simon's line here. Just get an overstable destroyer. I kind of missed it and clipped these branches just a little bit, but it got around, and it kind of gave me a good kick out into the fairway.
Oh, yeah.
But not a great shot.
Yeah, a shot that doesn't come out of your hand right here can be early trees on the left. It can go out of bounds. It can put you in a worse spot. You'll take that.
Yeah. And Peter up the middle with a little bit of turnover, and he's definitely on the green.
Yeah, I feel like that's the textbook line, just holding over some sort of distance driver or fairway driver.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it off to the right instead of, you know, anything that fades left has a chance to go OB.
Yeah. I had about a 60-footer here.
Oh, man.
Nearly hung on. I thought for a second it was going to catch that low side and fall in, but not quite.
That's 2 of those have been so close this round.
Nice, Peter.
Yeah, good conversion there.
It's Paul from about 20.
Oh, goodness.
A little bit left.
Wow. You said 3 inside the circle, 1 spit out.
Yeah.
And 2 putts that I would...
surprising.
Any day of the week would have counted 100% of the time.
Yep. With any of the top players in the world, I feel like, you know, you just don't expect misses.
Yeah, it's always... It kind of makes you kind of take a deep breath, you know, like...
Yeah.
Kind of gets me nervous. When I see a player of that skill miss a putt, I kind of get nervous myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. We're human. But
Totally.
He's human, which is, you know, hard to believe sometimes.
I think he is. I think
know.
he is. I've known him a while.
Yeah, it's questionable sometimes.
All right, hole 13. We got a little bit of uphill. We got a lot of tiny trees. We got some OB on the left.
Yeah, and if you there's a straight shot right up the middle, you can actually give it a little ace run. But if you keep it going, if it stays in the air too long, there's that little wall there that's out of bounds.
Yeah. Simon's going to show us this kind of low up the middle, but it's not quite enough hyzer to skip through that grass.
At this point in the round, he is 12 down through 12.
Yes.
I was checking live scoring as this was happening, and I was like, well, he's going to shoot 18 down through 18.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Why would you think anything else?
Yeah, because it's not an especially difficult section right here. Paul does this little flex shot, a little anhyzer on the FD3 and just trying to crash down on the top.
I'd say the only person I see going for that shot.
Yeah, there's not many people taking that line. I saw some people going with pure hyzer up there, but not too many with the flex.
It's a creative route. And that's kind of how you draw it up. Maybe just a bit short, but...
Yeah, but I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah. Anytime you're inside the circle in these par threes, it's good.
Yeah. Simon, happy there's banners there.
And finally, for the first time in a while, he is not under par the same number of holes that he's played.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say.
But we can't count them out. There's still eagles left to be had.
Yeah, sure. There's Paul.
Nice putt, Paul.
Doing Paul things.
He's not about to miss 2 in a row.
No, that's not happening. I think he just gave the camera a little look there.
Yeah.
I think he might even just winked. Nicely done.
Simon got a little...
Talking to a bird, I think. Unfortunately, he's talking to a par.
Yeah.
That's all right. I think he can live with the par, finally.
Yeah. He'll have to. I'm sure, obviously, this isn't the hole you expect to slow down your run, but...
It's his first par since hole 1.
It's pretty insane,
it's
right?
His first par since hole 1.
Couple threes, couple twos. It's kind of what you'd expect there. There's just enough trees.
Yeah, it's just technical enough to be challenging to everyone.
Hole 14, 283, OB all the way down the left side on the fence line. And again, just kind of a lot of little trees. There's probably the most common route is the forehand around the outside. But you also see some spike hyzers.
The spike hyzers up there. I don't know many people that would be going straight down the middle, but that's an option as well. But like you said, it's just technical enough to be, again, one of those ones that's just challenging for everyone.
It could just be you don't know that many people.
Oh,
so that's a little inside the line I think he's looking for, but no problem. I mean, it worked.
Yeah, those 2 trees are kind of wide, and you're not quite sure if that grass is going to skip. So I feel like the inside line is maybe even the preferable line if you can hit it every time.
Yeah, I was trying to go outside there, but I just threw a really overstable Firebird, and it did not go where I wanted it to. But luckily, it didn't hit any trees.
And this is the route that Simon took. Was it last year or I believe when he hit the basket?
Yeah, last year.
Oh,
this time he didn't hit the basket. The wind got under it, and it took him over the fence out of bounds.
You really, and with that right to left that was on this hole, and you don't really see the trees moving too much, but it's moving, and you really have to send that one out wide.
Yeah, and there's an example. Kind of, I would say Peter's shot was closer to what he wanted than mine, but he hit the tree, and I threw mine so bad that now I have a little bit better putt than him. Simon trying to make some magic.
Oh, wow. First slip up. And it's still a great run from there, from the knee, from about 45.
Yeah.
But
I crushed this putt.
Oh, man.
But luckily hit the flag.
We have a different definition of crush.
Paul with another birdie. Gonna get the only birdie on the card here. That's not what you'd expect, but you know, nice for him for sure.
You step up and you look at this hole. I would not guess that the card would go even.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising.
But that's but you see that on a lot of these par threes in this course. They're just technical enough that somebody is probably going to get in trouble.
Yep.
And there's probably going to be a couple birdies, and there's probably going to be a par or so.
And I also feel like with how short the trees are generally in this part of Texas, the temptation to go over the top is so strong. But then the higher you go, the stronger the wind. And you just get all this kind of that play between, do I go up and over, but then I really have to make a big adjustment for how much the wind is going to swing my disc.
It's a juicy contradiction. Just like Starburst.
All right, hole 15. We got the elevated basket. You can play a big forehand here, but not many people do. You can also just kind of go with a flat stall shot with the backhand. That's probably the most common.
I'd say that's got to be 90% do that, and then maybe the 10% like me do the big high sidearm shot.
Yeah. And I'm actually going with a little bit sharper hyzer here, going up and over the trees a little earlier than Paul with the stall shot.
Oh, wow. That was not expected. And yet executed great.
Yeah, I wish it would have dug a little bit more, but it kind of snuck out there to the edge of the circle.
Yeah, the ground's kind of hard packed here in Texas, so we didn't get any rain until today.
Peter putting up a good shot.
Oh, that tree is the one to miss.
Just blocked. But he's still got an opportunity, maybe. Kind of tough to run that slightly downhill elevated basket, though.
Yeah, a lot of risk reward involved there.
Simon went high hyzer, but he went too high.
Yeah, he with the combination of what happened on the last hole, and then after seeing you do that, and sometimes you just want to rip it just a little bit harder. This shot's really touchy. So if you can find a way to throw it hard, that's always fun. That's one of those comeback putts we do not want for par.
Yeah. And I think we must have missed Peter's layup, because that's Peter's disc there right under the basket.
And that's great.
Simon saves his 3.
In 2 rounds of play so far, I've seen 3 players land about where Simon was, miss the putt just like Simon did, but then miss the comebacker.
Oh man,
it's not the putt you want for par.
No, not at all.
But this is the putt you want for birdie.
But please go. Oh man, I thought maybe it would go in that time, but no, little bit right of my line, about an inch from being what I wanted. Would not go as far as to say it was a spit out.
No.
There's a perfect putt.
Yep, doing Paul things.
So a nice turkey there from Paul, and especially with Simon struggling right here, Paul's kind of making a big move, going turkey to Paul or to Simon's 1 over.
Made up 4 strokes in 3 holes.
Yeah, you're not gonna have that too often. Peter tapping out a par. He just kind of laid up there, wasn't looking to make it on that high basket.
Not interested in making a Simon putt there.
Yeah,
which I don't blame him.
Yeah. So Paul's taking the lead.
Wow, and that was. I was seeing Simon pulling away, especially watching the live scoring coming in through UDisc, and then seeing that happen was like wow. And that's what Paul does. You might have that lead on him, but if you just fall asleep for a second, he's great at capitalizing.
Yeah, this hole, as you can see from that drone footage, look how protected that green is. Add to that the fact that the left side is OB, but these trees are just so thick. That's what makes this hole difficult.
And there's a right to left wind, which kind of is trying to stop the disc from really getting where you want it to be.
Yeah.
But it looks like from the tee shot, from what I saw there, it looked like Paul put it right where he wants to be.
Yeah, it actually stuck in a tree, but not in too bad of a way.
Okay.
I'm just playing for position here. Trying to land it down in the middle, and I pretty much did that.
Yeah, it's much easier said than done. This is the hardest hole in the course, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I would be surprised to see if there was one that was harder based on score.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
Relative to par.
Peter looks like he slid off that tree okay.
Yeah, you're on the right side of that line of trees. That's prime position, actually.
Good Could you throw an easier color to see, Simon? Oh, there we go. And that's fine.
Yep, right side of those trees. You know, you have the low ceiling hyzer, or you could go over the top, just with a protected green, like you said. So really want to, if you're going to go over the top, you need to come in with something sharp.
Yep, I went Overstable Destroyer here.
Oh, wow, what a shot.
I was really happy with how that worked
out.
Oh,
fantastic. If you come up 30 feet shorter, you might not even be able to get out in 2 shots.
Yeah, and I was a little nervous about the OB, too. I only kept that in by probably 6 feet.
And Simon almost throwing it in for 2, it seemed like.
Pretty nice.
Wow.
Peter going hyzer here, and he got it up in the wind just a little much.
Yeah, that's kind of what makes this approach so tricky, in my opinion, is you can't feel the wind.
Yep.
There's a lot of pine trees on your right side, and the wind is usually coming from the right. And you just really don't know how much it's going to push over to the left.
Yep.
So going the high over the top shot really is tricky because these pines over here on the right are pretty tall.
Yeah, definitely.
And to get it over those trees and land it on the green without going out of bounds is it's a tall task.
Yeah. And I'm not sure, I didn't really ask Peter about it, but by the way he responded when I told him he had gone OB, I'm not sure he realized there was OB right there next to the basket.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, with his 15 down round, I don't think he was really...
Yeah, why would you know anything about OB?
Yeah.
You might as well think there's no OB on the course when you're shooting a 15 down.
Right.
But yeah, I think he may not have been aware of that.
Paul's birdied 4 straight holes now, and this is... I can't think of a bigger bonus birdie on the course than this hole.
Yeah, I was really happy to get it, especially after missing the 2 before this. And I'm sort of thinking, man, I had a tough start. I'm kind of slowing down here. I really need some birdies to have any shot at staying on the lead card.
And we got 3 birdies on the same card. That is very impressive.
Yeah, that was well played hole for the 3 of us, and Pete, unfortunately, leaking out of bounds there, has to settle for bogey.
Just one bad shot, really.
Yep.
On 17, one of my top 3 favorite holes on the course.
Yeah.
It's one where you can really distance yourself from the players on the card if you've got a big arm, and just a little bit of OB to worry about on the right side, and other than that, you probably have 200 feet of fairway to work with.
But I love the thing that makes this hole for me is how protected this little green is, because you really got to earn it to get in there and have a putt that isn't in the bushes.
Yeah.
To get that eagle, it makes you think about how aggressive you're going to go.
Yeah, I think that the majority of players that are playing open and can compete for the win here can 3 this hole in slight wind, in moderately calm wind conditions. It's not too far. 440 feet twice is not asking too much.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so great about this hole is that the temptation for the eagle is there.
Yeah.
And yet with that wind and these pines on the left, it just makes it a little bit tricky.
Yeah, and it's just hard. I mean, throwing a shot over 400 feet that finishes straight, probably the hardest shot in the game.
I agree with that. And Simon does one thing you want to avoid doing here, and that is fading out left. You have so much fairway there. I'm sure he's really disappointed with himself there.
Yes, and now he's in those cedars. He's probably going to have to pitch. It's just not a good place to be on a 900-foot hole.
And he 3'd this hole yesterday, so I believe he 3'd it.
He did. I know that he finished eagle birdie in the first round.
He's not happy with that at all.
And he's just got to pretty much waste a shot here, pitch out just to live another day,
Right. And that's still in Simon range. He still has a chance at his birdie 4.
So I'm not really thinking eagle here, but I'm also not trying to play it quite this safe. I wanted to rip it a little more and get myself in kind of long jump putt layup sort of range. I left it a little bit left, probably left myself 150 feet, maybe 175. Simon probably thinking about getting to the green here, but he just kind of put it a little too low. This was more the line I was dreaming of.
Yeah, he has such great control over the disc.
Pete hit it perfect.
You just don't really see him bleed strokes on errant throws. Maybe just barely off a little bit here and there, but his range of error is very small.
Definitely a talented player to keep your eye on. Only 20 years old.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of 20 years old, Drew Gibson is turning 21 today. So happy birthday, Drew Gibson.
Happy birthday, Drew. Paul, a little bit left. There is one gap over there. But other than that, he's probably got to go up and over.
Yeah, out of position for your eagle chance, but,
Yeah, birdie's fine.
Birdie's great.
Simon laying one up.
Yeah, can't be too happy with a 5.
Paul said he was just a few feet away from having this line to be able to go underneath and try to make it. He had to go up and over.
He's so greedy when he's playing well. He's 100 feet away and had a low ceiling tunnel for an elevated basket, and he's like,
I wish I would have had that line.
I said it about him yesterday on this hole, but what a jerk. Yeah, that's 5 down in the last 5.
That's nice.
Not bad.
Everybody looking to pick up a pretty routine birdie here. When the wind is down, this hole is going to be a pretty easy for a top professional. When the wind is up, it's a different story. But our group, all with pretty easy birdie putts. Or Simon par, actually. Simon had to pitch out.
Yeah,
Simon took a par. Yeah.
I'm thinking Paul might even have a longer birdie streak than 5. I think he's birdied every hole in the back 9 so far.
He missed that putt on 12.
Oh, that's right.
He had that short putt. But yeah, he should have.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
All right. So we got the final hole. One of the great finishing holes, I think.
Yeah, I'm so glad that they changed the numbers in this course because 18 used to be number 1. And they made this one hole 18 so we can finish in front of the spectators and 485 feet uphill too across the water. This is an awesome hole.
Yeah. This is the Thunderbird that Paul aced with in Las Vegas, and he was trying to call an ace right here. He was telling me, let's see what this thing's got. I'm going to rip this right at the basket. And he turned it over a little too much, but he was thinking about making the gallery go wild there.
Yeah, 485 with the Thunderbird. I mean,
he can do it.
That's pushing it for me. I mean, they have that distance, but that's far.
Yeah.
I was a bit surprised. I was watching this shot from the gallery, and I was really excited to see you go hyzer over that tree. That's a long hyzer.
Yeah, it's a ways. I'm trying to just kind of rip it up there. It actually caught the very top of the tree, but luckily it didn't slow it down.
Oh, poor you. That would have been closer. Gosh, this is what I love watching Peter play. I love it so much.
Beautiful shot.
Wait, is he 5'9", 5'8"?
He's in that Paul Nico size category.
And he's not overly like ripped. He's just smooth.
Yep.
And 485, that's a long way for anyone in that frame to throw, and he just makes it look so easy.
He's explosive for sure. Mm-hmm. Simon leaving about 40 feet.
I'm trying to take a tip from your line. Maybe just a little bit too much edge for it to skip on that grass.
Yeah. Paul's right about circle 2 edge again. 60-something footer, just outside.
Perfect pace, perfect height, just barely off to the right.
Yeah. So I was surprised that he didn't draw middle there.
Both players.
Yeah.
I thought one of those two were going to go in.
Yeah. This is me from 34 feet.
Just outside the circle, little... I don't know what you call that little move you do there, but I like it.
I was really happy to finish with a turkey. Honestly, these are some of the harder holes. I mean, 16 and 18. So kind of saved my round a little bit.
Oh, certainly. And that putt in front of the gallery is just... It's always great.
Yeah.
It's always great.
And Peter matching me.
Yeah, regardless of how your round has gone to this point, making that putt in front of everybody, it just kind of helps you feel that much better.
Yeah, definitely. I was really happy to hit it. Simon and Paul got to tap in their pars.
Simon can't be too happy with a 12 down, which seems ridiculous, but he was 12 down through 12.
Yeah.
And finished 12 through 18, so he definitely left some out there, but still going to be an interesting battle for the last round.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got Paul at 26, Simon and Rick at 24, and Nico and Nate at 21. So unfortunately, I'm dropping off the lead card. But I'm looking forward to the group I've got lined up. And there's Germ creeping up with a nice, what, 12?
12 down for myself. Not quite the same way Simon did it, but
it doesn't matter now.
No, it doesn't. So it was a good time.
Thanks again to Jomez. Thanks to the Nick Hyde Memorial. Happy to be here joining you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. We'll see you again for the final round.
Absolutely.